Around a month ago, I made a video about disturbing videos and their origins. In that video, I said this. And if this video does really good, I'll make a part 2. Over 1 million views later, it's only reasonable that I make a part 2, so here it is. Sit back, relax, and have fun listening to me talk about a couple videos that I find disturbing or interesting. Be sure to like and subscribe, please. You may have seen this video before, or at least an edited version of it.
Please go check outside your home. Please go check outside your home. Please go check outside your home.
There's even been videos where people would dress up as this scary dolphin guy, but those were never related to the original clip. By looking up Dolphin Muzzle on YouTube, you'll see the original upload, and it dates back to December 30th, 2007. Upon watching the video, I realized that the clip is much more innocent than the chopped and screwed remixes make it out to be. It's just some guy showing off his realistic dolphin makeup effects, and that's really it. On the video's watermark, and during the outro, you can see text that says North Fur Effects. By going to this website, you can see that they specialize in creating special effects makeup and prosthetics, primarily revolving around animals. You can even find the page where you can buy the dolphin muzzle for yourself, if that's something you're into. Going back to the YouTube channel that uploaded the dolphin video, it's full of prosthetic makeup tutorials and showcases of their products. I will say that a lot of these older videos are super uncanny and unsettling, but as the years progressed and the camera quality improved, it did get less spooky.
Now, many people have pointed out that older videos are creepy, and you are absolutely right. They are. A big chunk of that was due to the fact that they were recorded on really old first-gen digital cameras. They were recorded in like 2004, 2006. In that time frame, there weren't very many good digital cameras on the market.
So this video's origins are pretty harmless. It all traces back to a guy named Jason at North Fur FX in Canada, and he just has a hobby and job that requires him to make special effects prosthetics that sometimes look pretty creepy.
Hello, this is the Dolphin Prosthetic.
As far as the edited version of the Dolphin Muzzle video, I don't know who made those or what the intentions were. There's been many variants of making the dolphin clip into something scary, and I can see why this would be chosen as some sort of creepypasta Momo thing. Also, I'd like to give some credit to the homie Morbid for Fun. He has an entire video about the dolphin muzzle, so I'd recommend you watch that if you haven't already. This is what dying feels like.
This is what dying feels like. Whoa, you really, there's like white, there's like only white in the lens once. Oh, whoa. You broke it. Whoa. What in the world?
Now, I know that this video isn't disturbing or scary like the rest of the videos I'll be talking about today, but I just had to include it in here. I've been seeing this meme for the longest time, and hopefully I'm not the only one who wanted to know its deep, dark backstory. So let's go. The original upload of the video was uploaded on May 21st, 2011, and is called Kid Breaks Friend's Camera with Airsoft Gun. The description reads, "This is really funny, we break the lens on my camera, wash my forehead when I freak out." The comment section on this video is also turned off, most likely due to YouTube automatically disabling comments whenever it detects that a child uploaded a video. When going to the channel that uploaded this, there's no other videos to be seen. The description of the channel says, "I made a video, it went viral, I did other stuff here too, it's pretty cringy, I'm not making it public." The name of this channel is New Channel Namco Let's Plays, but the original name, as you can see in the URL, was SpikeyGloveMan 0909. Remember this for the rest of this entry. When looking up Namco Let's Plays, a channel with 400 subscribers and no videos comes up. This channel has also been wiped from the internet, there's nothing here. So going back to the SpikeyGloveMan 0909 page, the one that has the airsoft video, I decided to just put that name into YouTube and look it up. That's when I found another SpikeyGloveMan YouTube channel, and you can definitely tell it's the same SpikeyGloveMan that made this because the name on this one is New Channel, link in description of trailer. The videos on this channel are all private, but there's 2 videos that are still up. Some let's play of a game called Wubsy's Amazing Adventure. What's interesting to me about this is that these 2 very amateur Let's Play videos both have over 1 million views, but don't have more than 100 comments or even 1,000 likes on either video. This isn't really relevant to the search, but I did think that was kind of weird. At this point, I couldn't find anything on YouTube, so I looked up SpikeyGloveMan on Google, and some videos from a channel called SpikeyVinylMan would pop up. This channel is full of songs just played off of different records, but I sorted all the videos by popular and then clicked on this one. The video is of Weird Al Yankovic's Like a Surgeon, that's not too important, but the description provided something very significant, a website for the SpikeyGloveMan himself. The website is no longer active, so as usual, I put it into the Wayback Machine, and thankfully, there were many archives of the site. The earliest capture of it goes back to March of 2013, 2 years after the Airsoft video.
Hi, I'm SpikeyGloveMan. I want to be a director. I am a YouTube partner, except I don't have a brand channel, so if you want to set up a partnership with me, just send me an inbox letter. If you're confused now, don't worry. So am I. Let me get something straight. My dashboard says I'm a partner. I have the ability for custom thumbnails. I might be able to post long videos. I have ads. I monetize. But I don't know who is partnered with me.
Unfortunately, all of the pages on the site, aside from the homepage, were never archived on the Wayback Machine, although there was one that still worked. When clicking on SpikeyGloveMan, it would take you here, where you can see a large catalog of videos that were uploaded in the middle months of 2013. As you can already imagine, none of these videos are up. These are all lost media. What is worth mentioning is that when you click on the SpikeyGloveMan tab, a few more options popped up. SpikeyGameMan, SpikeyVinylMan, and more. The only channel that remains in 2024 and still has uploads is the SpikeyVinylMan page that we looked at earlier, and the rest has been lost to time. I tried to get more answers in regards to the Airsoft video because I have autism and I'm just curious, so I actually reached out to SpikeyGloveMan, but I have gotten no response. So I'll leave it at that. Don't try doing any investigative journalism yourself. I've got all the answers that I could possibly get. Going back to the video, I would like to ask a pretty important question. What happened after the clip ended? Since we don't know what took place after the camera gets shot, we can only be left with making some assumptions. My personal theory is that SpikeyGloveMan got into a fit of rage and then got into an altercation with the kid who has the BB gun. During the confrontation, I'd imagine that it gets pretty heated and that BB gun kid injures SpikeyGloveMan in the process. Now, let's just say that I'm right and that this is the case, then I'd have to recommend SpikeyGloveMan to check out Morgan & Morgan. If you don't know, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, with over 1,000 attorneys operating in all 50 states. They're not just some traditional law firm either. They are a national consumer-facing brand with a promise of being for the people. People like SpikeyGloveMan who may have gotten injured in a hypothetical fight. No matter how small or how big an injury you sustain may be, if it's a serious situation, that injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't settle for lowball offers. Along with this, they achieved significant verdicts in just the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes. Morgan & Morgan have been fighting hard for over 30 years to get their clients what they deserve, and they've only improved as the years go by. I mean, they have completely modernized the injury law process. You can literally submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. It's also worth mentioning that if you don't win your case with Morgan & Morgan, then the fee comes with no cost. It would be entirely free if you didn't win the case. With all of that said, if you ever got seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's pretty easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Jaden. That's www.forthepeople.com/Jaden. Sometime in 2015, this video started to go viral online. This clip was of a supposed floating city spotted in China. For some reason, this really freaked me out back then. It's kind of like the thing you do as a kid. You find out about the Bermuda Triangle or sinking sand, and it just feels like a really big problem that needs to be solved in that moment. I'm not exactly sure why this floating city seemed like a big threat, but it just did. Anyway, when these videos started to go around, there was a lot of speculation on whether it was real or not. This happened twice, once in some large city, then in a smaller place still in China. Freaked me out. I seriously don't think the clouds just pop up that way to look like buildings. This was a parallel universe or something. No way this was just a coincidence. I knew about this when it came out. People started freaking out because it didn't match any known city. Plus, people swore they saw people in the buildings looking back at them. Some sources claimed that these buildings seen in the sky were the result of something called a fata morgana. This is explained as an optical phenomenon that occurs when rays of light bend as they pass through
layers of different temperatures.
Whatever scientific label you'd want to slap on this, it doesn't matter because this video is not real. First off, there's many articles that claim that Chinese citizens were making reports about the floating city, but where are the reports at? Where are the alternate angles of this event happening? There are none. It's not the result of some mirage, it's more than likely the result of, believe it or not, video editing. YouTube veteran, Captain Disillusion, had made a really good video on the floating city back when it was blowing up, and he makes a pretty strong case for this being fake.
There. Why, that looks real enough to be explained as a mirage on CNN. Oh wait, it was.
So after seeing how easy it was to make a floating city of your own, I'm definitely leaning on the side of Captain Disillusion. This also brings me to a quick point that I'd like to make. Have you ever noticed that ghost videos or paranormal event videos like the floating city are way uncommon to see these days? Like, I don't know the last time I saw a clip that tried to convince me that ghosts are real, and it's probably because the standards for camera quality have gotten so much higher, and it's way more difficult to fake something in 4K. I just thought I'd bring that up. Back then, like on a weekly basis, I was getting convinced that there were fairies floating around, there was gnome sightings, and you just don't see those anymore.
Okay, give me back the camera.
Candle Cove was a pretty popular creepypasta that was written in 2009. The story is about a bunch of people reminiscing on a forum board about some show that they remember watching in their childhoods. The show was called Candle Cove, and everybody on the forums remembers it to be pretty disturbing. The show was about some puppets who would go on various adventures while traveling on a boat. They're like some sort of pirates. Then at some point during a certain episode, everything would just go bad.
I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory, a bad dream I had, where the opening jingle ended, the show faded in from black, and all the characters were there. But the camera was just cutting to each of their faces, and they were just screaming. The puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically, and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it.
I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that that was an episode. Now, just as a reminder in case you missed it, all of this is fictional. This is from a short story creepypasta made by Chris Straub. There was never a real-life Candle Cove, but there would be fan-made depictions of it on YouTube. There is a really well-made version that accurately depicts the Candle Cove story, and then there's this one. I vaguely remember watching this as a kid, but I'd imagine that it traumatized other children in the early 2010s. The reason I've brought all of this up is to simply tell you the origins to every clip in this version of Candle Cove, because a lot of these videos were pretty unknown. I found a Reddit post from 4 years ago, and the poster was wondering about the clip seen in Candle Cove. Thankfully, the comment section quickly dug up the answers somehow, so here you go. Shout out to Mr. Crazy Bones on Reddit for all of this information. The skeleton comes from a YouTube video called Prague Skeleton Marionette. The crying child comes from Remy Fake Crying. This thing came from Bobby the White-Nosed Red Hat Merry Christmas. And the original little flailing puppet video, as far as I know, is lost media. But there are other uploads of the same puppet, like the one seen in this video, so there's that. The Candle Cove Screamer was made up of different YouTube clips that are pretty harmless. You can also find the screaming sound effects on freesound.com. The last video I'll be talking about is probably the one with the most mystery behind it. There's tons of speculation over what the backstory of this video is. I'll just let it play so you know what I'm talking about. I'd like to start off by saying, a lot of the information I'll be giving you is from Scare Theater's video over Gabriela Jimenez. I'm just wanting to bring it up again and talk about it myself, because this video has always fascinated me and creeped me out. With all of that being said, the girl in this video is supposedly called Gabriela Jimenez, an alleged supermodel from Mexico. In the video, she talks about being freed from somewhere and making claims about the elite consuming human flesh and eating people. She would accuse Disney, the royal family, and one of the wealthiest people in Mexico, Carlos Slim, having knowledge about her being captive and all of the cannibalism stuff. She then gets taken away by the cops and supposedly gets erased from existence. Whenever you look up her name, the only result is the clip from her outside of the hotel freaking out. There's no other videos of her, no pictures of her from when she modeled, nothing. This would lead a lot of people to believe that the quote-unquote higher-ups would do a good job at deleting her online existence, making sure that no one would ever find out who she truly was. The problem with this is that if they did such a good job at erasing her from the face of the earth and the internet, you would think that they would also delete the viral video of her making the crazy accusations. To put it as it probably is, Gabriela Jimenez was never taken away by the elite and was never even a model to begin with. With the lack of evidence that Gabriela ever had a modeling career, the two news anchors that first covered the video never mentioned anything of her being some sort of model or celebrity. They pretty much said that Gabriela was recently released from jail for having a similar outburst in public. Shortly after the first arrest, she would then go outside of a hotel lobby, have another manic episode, to which she'd be arrested again. In Scare Theater's video, he stumbled upon an article that was written around a decade after the incident, and found reports of a woman called Gabriela Jimenez. It said that Gabriela was 29 years old, which would align perfectly if this was the same Gabriela seen in the video. Along with this, the article says that this 29-year-old woman was seized because she didn't know where her house was and she was lost. From the age, name, and mental confusion, it's more than likely that Gabriela Jimenez is just a mentally ill person, not a person that was held captive by the elitist Pizzagate hierarchy. Lastly, this article that Scare Theater had found features a picture of this woman, and after putting that picture and a screenshot of Gabriela into a facial comparison software, it gave a 98% match, and even said that it was very likely that these people are the same person. The whereabouts of Gabriela in 2024 are unknown, but as of 2017 when this article was written, Gabriela was alive and probably unwell, but she was never game-ended or kidnapped. Thank you for making it this far into the video. I hope it was interesting. Big thank you to everybody who sends me fan art on my Discord server. It always looks amazing. I'm pretty thankful that there's actually people who take the time to draw me or my little mouse guy. I'm grateful. Finally, as always, here's a shout out to everybody on the Patreon. African Sugars, Basmic, Bella M, Big Jickle, Damn Sandy, S.O. Boomin, Evan W, Eyeball Dude, Jera, Broken Gunslinging Messiah, Josh S, Josh Wynn, Landon Rodriguez, LeBron James Hairline, Leon S, Lostas, Lottie Dottie, Max the Alien, Mommy Trash Sack, Matt Sat on a Cat, Miko, Microwave Be Like Primavera, Racetrack Dragon, RBC Denton, Matt McCusker, Cher, Shiny Breakson, Teeth Consumer, and Zyre.
This bitch stays up all night, but I see through you. I took a nap right on my glasses.